Welcome back to the channel. So on the last vlog you guys saw the E30 getting into paint, and I so rudely deprived you of that. So now I gotta show you guys what this thing looks like, how it came out. Good morning, good morning, good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, good morning, sir. Good morning, good morning. Buenos dias. So obviously it's the next morning. The E30 got shot last night. Let's see how it came out. Honestly, it looks great. The whole team really knocked it out the park. It was kind of like an interesting way that we really did this. We didn't really just like sit down and do it like in one session. It took a lot of the Thanksgiving break. A lot of the guys working, you know, on the weekends, helping me out. One guy doing one panel, one guy doing the roof. You know, the hood was already done previously. You know, one guy helping me prep out my kit. You know, Jose going over everything, making sure it's good to go, and Richard coming in, laying down that glass like always. It looks great. We're gonna take a little bit closer look, but it's not done, right? It's not done. The car is done, but we still have all the claddings. We still have the side skirt, still got a front bumper. At this point, we're also gonna, before we throw the windows back in, we gotta do a headliner, and I gotta take my seats out. So hopefully today, we're gonna pull this car out, unmask it, and get this thing into the next phase. I'm hoping that we can have this thing done within the next 2 weeks. So we're hoping, we're praying, trying to get this thing done. A lot of work coming up. Maybe by Christmas, I'll be driving this thing. This thing really came out clean. This is probably the cleanest it will ever be, because black cars are notorious for being dusty, you know. So what I'm gonna do is get this thing, get the headliner done, get it all assembled, wet sand it, correct it, and ceramic coat it, you know, and then maybe even clear ball this thing. I don't know, because I really hate taking care of black cars. That should have been enough for me to not paint it black, but you know, the car was already black and it looked good. I just like it. Something about an old school E30, you know, in black, just kind of does it for me. It's just, you know, it's like that black Beamer, you know, like, I don't know. It's that Beamer boy me, you know, like, that's why I'm like, so like, I gotta get the BBS's on here and just, you know, really give it that full effect. But regardless, I'm getting ahead of myself. Regardless, I'm really happy. This thing looks amazing. Great teamwork, chef's kiss. Let's get on to the next stage. Right, now we have everything painted that needs to be painted for the E30. Front and rear bumper. All the claddings are done, which there's a lot of, and the side skirts. The back booth, we have both mirrors, these rear moldings that go by the quarter windows in the rear, and my carbon fiber sunroof covers that got a rounded clear coat, because it was just only gel coated. It looked very faded, but now, sheesh, see that full on reflection. This is gonna be really cool because since the car is black, it's not gonna stand out so much, and even though it's missing that whole sunroof section, we can still get the look of factory, but when you kind of creep up on it, you're gonna see that it is carbon fiber. and we still have those weight savings by using that whole sunroof. So it's gonna be just kind of the best of both worlds, really. All right, guys. So now that the E30 is painted, it's time to get a jump start on the interior. And the real main focus point here is this is Ricaro's SC. These are very period correct. We're gonna do a little something different with them. So first and foremost, we gotta pull this stuff out. We gotta change out this red carpet, which I don't know why it's there. This thing never came with the headliner, so we gotta put one on there. And we gotta shut off this hole for the sunroof, which we have this carbon fiber sunroof panel. So we gotta panel bond this onto the roof. Gotta take the seats out, start doing the headliner so I can put the glass back in. Once the glass back in, this car's, you know, drivable again, but it's gonna have a little bit of the downtime once we start doing the upholstery. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what we're gonna do. Okay, so this E30 never came with any type of headliner, so we had to cut our own bows to actually get this headliner done. This headliner is gonna be suspended, which means that you're gonna get a flat piece of vinyl and you're gonna stitch in these little hooks which will go through this, and that will actually suspend the headliner because there is no shell. There's just nothing here. So we're gonna make our own headliner out of vinyl. It's gonna be suspended in midair. All right, so now that the car is fully painted, you guys have seen it all finished up. We are doing the interior, right? So we started on the headliner. The car never came with the headliner. We have removed all the seats. And right now, I just open up the fresh M-Tech material from Relicate. Huge shout out to Josh over there. One of the only guys that really has all the BMW stuff. I've got the Alcantara stuff for my E46 from him, and now I have the cloth for my E30. It's gonna be great. And so this is like a little bit of a darker gray cloth with the M-Tech pattern, and this color is like so like it just feels so 90s BMW. It looks amazing. Let's take a look at it. All right, so here is that M-Tech cloth. It looks so sick. This M-Tech cloth goes kind of like at an angle, right? So you're gonna lose a lot of, you're gonna kind of waste a lot of it. So hopefully I'm trying to scrap it up, maybe make a wallet, maybe make a thong, you know. If you guys want those M-Tech thongs, you know, let me know. Hugger. The nut huggers? A nut hugger. Nut hugger. So what do you think? You were there pretty much when I drove this thing to the shop. Now you're seeing what it's looking like, seeing what the interior is gonna be in there with the Recaros and stuff. Like, what do you think of the? What would make it nicer besides adding a turbo on it, right? Because add a turbo to anything, it looks good.
I mean, you got a little diamond in the rough right there. Yeah. It looked rough, but considering the engine swap overhaul that's in it, it's up to date somewhat. Wheels, suspension. I mean, this thing does donuts on a freaking dime, so yeah. It's nice.
And we're gonna be doing coilovers. I already got them. So we're gonna have to weld the fronts, the rear shocks. So
I like welding.
A little bit more low, you know. We'll probably have to relocate that piping so it doesn't.
And then you're adding that German Sarape.
Yeah, this is that German Sarape. I like that. That German Sarape. You know, it's kind of gives that little touch. I think that's just gonna bring it to that clean look. Got the M-Tech kit on there, M-Tech interior. You know, I wish I just like had that extra money.
Are you gonna put the Zender wing on?
I got an M-Tech wing. It's not a Zender wing.
Oh, it's not? Oh,
no. It's I believe it's his M-Tech. It says BMW. It's like
correct us if we're
periodically. Yeah. Once we put it on, I haven't even told anybody about that. That was just like the icing on the cake.
That was a tapatio on the Maruchan.
Exactly, right there. So I gotta cut this out. Juan over here is gonna go ahead and start doing the door panels. Juan, ¿dónde quedaron las puertas? Damn, Juan, estás bien bonito, güey.
Cena de campeones, amigo. ¿Quién más va a comer pinches chiles?
Estamos guardando la dieta,
Juan over here just did a E46 dash. You know, this is not E30 content, but it's BMW content. Look at this. Look at this. These French seams, though. Sheesh. Not even in Germany they came out that nice. Look at that. Sheesh. Sheesh. Look at these French seams though. Sheesh. Clean. So in here we got the seats. I gotta pull these out. It's, as you guys can see, this damn daylight savings time has not been kind to us. But you know, the shop time's over now. I gotta work on, you know, my own project, right? So taking out the seats, they're ready to pull out, and the door panels are already off, getting ready. We're pretty much just talking about, so this is what I had those Krylon painted door panels, so they look black, right, at first glance, and then you turn them around and you can see that they were actually tan. See where it's stapled on? So somebody just went to town and said, you know what, I have a black interior. You didn't even know it though. So my goal is to have the M-Tech pattern in through here, and then this is gonna be vinyl, black vinyl, and then we're gonna stitch these up right here. This is gonna be vinyl, and we're gonna wrap all this. M-Tech cloth in the middle, black vinyl on the outside, something clean. But the seats are gonna be leather, right? That leather is so soft, you don't even know it. So door panels getting done, headliners all stitched up. So it is on a bow system. This thing didn't even have a headliner, so we cut up these rods to make these bows. And this is the headliner, which will be suspended, and I'll have those little lines through there. That'll go on tomorrow. We're gonna do the rear dash. Then from there we can throw the glass in, right? We throw the glass in. I'm gonna start making patterns for my seats tomorrow. Juan's gonna work on installing the headliner, doing the carpet, and then the seats are just the last touch that will bring this thing all together. Okay, so here are the front seats. Now they're a little weathered, you know, they're getting up there in age, you know, but you know, I really love these seats. They're super comfy yet sporty at the same time. Recaro just very, you know, exact, period correct for this car. This is one of the most comfy seats. If I don't get what I want for this car, these are coming with me. Like, I love these seats. They're super uber comfortable, and with this new cloth that we're putting on there, they're gonna look so sick. But I'm very excited because, I mean, these are pretty much the last piece of the puzzle when it comes to the interior. The carpet's getting done, headliners getting hung, doing the door panels. I mean, this will be one of the last pieces that goes in there, and this thing will be all done.
The next day.
¿Qué pasa? ¿Tiene headliner now? Sí, ¿no? Got the padding on. That's gonna make a big difference as well. Take away that smell. Smells super moldy in here. With the actual headliner, which I never had in here. Oh, that's gonna be pretty cool because it's nice and solid in here. Gonna clean up a little bit. You know, just wipe everything down, get everything ready. Juan over here said, gratis otro shift boot porque tantos años de trabajo y dinero y toda la casa que hizo en México y todo. Pues gracias, Oscar, por hacer buena onda y te hago los boots gratis. That's what he said. He told me that. And so I was like, okay, Juan, if you want to freaking hook it up, you know, that's fine with me. So man, regardless, this thing has just been fun the last month or so, going hard on this thing, and you know, all that, like, you know, here we are again on a Saturday, late nights. That's usually the time I get to work on it, so it's taking a little longer, because I'm not just like working at 40 hours a week, right? Just a little bit of time here and there. So as like big stuff gets done, I want to show you guys that content, right? So I don't know if you guys want like, I'm sure you guys would want more content, right? Like I feel like I've been lagging it in that department, but I don't know if you guys want more like, hey, this video is only on the carpet, this video is on the headliner. Like, what do you guys really want to see in this new year? You know, like, do you want to see more how-tos? Do you guys want to see more of the process? I feel like I can't always get every single process, but I try to just kind of show you guys it's a little glimpse into what goes into some of these cars, because I don't even think I have the capacity on my memory card to show you every single hour that goes into it. But I definitely want to hear from you guys and see what you guys think. Okay, so this E30 is almost done, but not quite yet. But we're gonna kind of finish off seeing the progress, what's left. Maybe I can get a little bit of feedback from you guys. So let's look at some of the interior that's pretty much wrapped up. All right, so the door panels are not 100% done. We still have to wrap up these armrests, but here is the door panels wrapped in vinyl with that M-Tech cloth in there. That door pocket is wrapped up, but this is still like that old painted stuff. It's kind of flaking off. Who cares? But we're gonna wrap this as well. But this is what one door panel will roughly look like. This will be wrapped though, so everything's nice. You know, it still has that leather look. Over here we have the seats. Okay, and over here are the seats. So the seats are leather on the bolsters, M-Tech cloth through the centers. One thing that I chose not to do is throw the Recaro embroidery back on. Now, I don't know if that was a big misstep from me, that I kind of should have thrown it on there, but I kind of wanted it to kind of look more OEM, kind of like M-Tech version of this. You know, I know these are Recaros, right? I have proof that they were Recaros, but I mean, if it's really something like, oh, I need to throw it on there, I could always, I have a little bit more material left over, I can always run some embroidery on that machine right over there, and you know, just go ahead and give it that embroidery, just give it that final touch. But I feel like, you know, this material is already kind of busy, it didn't need embroidery, but I'm really in love with these. I feel like that's just gonna really make the interior pop. It's gonna have like a little BMW theme over here going on. This is some nice Recaros, I think these are Sportsters, and these are full leather with the E46 M3 Alcantara like M-Tech style cloth on there. This cloth is super expensive, but these are gonna go in that E46 M3 wagon, so kind of cool having, you know, the old school versus a little bit newer school in here. That's gonna look real nice. But let's go ahead and look at the car and see what it looks like. All right, so here is the E30, and it's not done, but we're that close to getting it all done. Let's kind of walk around it, see what's left. It's really not a lot, but it's enough to not finish it today, right? We're that close. I'm just, as we're going, we're kind of restoring as we're going. So like handles were beat to shit, so sanded them, painted them, the grills, just as we're going, replacing stuff, right? One window didn't work, so I'm fixing that before I put the door panels on. Just little stuff, because I want this thing to be just tits when it's all done. So let's walk around it. So far we've kind of started with the back end, working our way forward. So we got the rear bumper on, and what a difference it makes with this thing painted, right? This thing is color matching. It kind of just gives it a whole different look. We still have to put the sides on. We still have to put, you know, the door handle on this side, the locks, getting the mirror on. I'm pretty tempted to go ahead and it's like a little bit of soap. I'll just wash this thing because it was getting dusty outside. But I'm thinking about wrapping this little trim, these black. I gotta replace this rubber, but I couldn't find one, so on it went. I know I just said that we're storing as we're going, and I didn't replace that, but I will in due time. Yeah, claddings need to go on, and the front bumper. But we kind of painted all the little grills and everything like that. I got new clear turn signals for the front. I am doing just a bunch of little things to it to make it nice, and we got our carpet in. It's a little bit dirty, but it's clean. It's brand new. It just needs to get vacuumed. And I'm gonna need a new steering wheel, but like I really love this steering wheel, so I'm thinking about upholstering this maybe. Or should we get like a custom, like, you know, I don't know, some type of racing steering wheel? I'm not 100% sure. I really like this steering wheel. I've always wanted one. Now that I have one, it's kind of beat the shit. So I don't know if I'm gonna, like I said, if we're gonna restore this one or we're gonna get a new one. But chances are I might just upholster this one. Last video, I know I kind of left you guys on a cliffhanger about this car, but the paint color that we ended up going with was BMW Sapphire Pearl. And I'm okay with that. It still looks very, very black, right? Just like standard black, but in the sun it definitely has, you know, a nice pop to it. I'll show you a clip of it in the sun. All right guys, so here it is in the sun. It looks incredible. I'm very happy with this choice. When the sun hits it, it looks completely different than if it was, you know, just regular gloss black. And just a few seconds out here and it's already getting dusty, but can't really compete with this color, man. I love black cars. I don't like pink color. Alright, so this one's already painted. I think it looks great. I think I'm gonna have to add a nice little exhaust, maybe just a tip.
Oh, no, not that. Just come on, you guys, let's do it.
Set up coilovers to kind of just get us that much more lower. The back actually sits pretty nice, but the front is like 4x4, and I think it just needs to be more low. It needs more low. And I'm gonna be adding an MTech spoiler to this thing, so that's gonna be just like the icing on the cake for me. It's original MTech spoiler. It's like kind of like the duck boat one. You guys will see it in the next video. But yeah, man, it's almost done. Again, if you guys are watching this, you guys are interested, this thing will be for sale, right? And I'm ultimately funding my next car, right? Which I'm still on the fence about, right? But it might be just this one right here. It might just be. No, I'm just kidding. This is too much for me. 200 grand for a Nissan is wild for me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love R34 GTR, but I'm not balling like that. Not yet, guys. Maybe one day. But for now, what I'm trying, that thing's bugging the shit out of me. For now, what the next car will be is maybe a 911, maybe a Porsche 911. That might be the next one. So it's funny, this car, how I got it all started about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, with me getting a Civic hatchback. So I got that EK. It was a salvage car that got hit. One of my buddies wrecked it, or somebody hit him. Car was still really clean before then, and even though it was in a small accident, you know, I chose to buy it off of him, give it that Civic Type R look, and that ultimately ended up selling that. From there, I took that money, got my 58 VW Bug, patinaed it out, slammed it, sold that. With that money, got this thing. So I started off with a $1,500 car, and now we are up to, you know, I'm gonna be asking about 25. Who knows, if I buy those BBSs, maybe even a little bit more, but I'm gonna be pretty firm around 25 grand on this thing when it's all said and done. M52 swap, you know, full MTech kit, full MTech interior, you know, coilover. I mean, this thing is gonna be tits when it's all done, but we're not done yet. But at least you guys can see, you know, where we started from. Taking me a little bit of time to, you know, acquire this, right? But this is just a small investment that, you know, I'm just picking at little by little, right? And trying to show you guys that even the average Joe can acquire, you know, a dream car by working towards that, right? So that's what kind of this series is. I know I haven't been very consistent with that, but you know, if you fuck with your boy, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and you're gonna see, you know, that, you know, this dream I have of having a Porsche 911 will come true someday, right? I'm loving the journey to get there, right? And I'm getting to build some cars that I've always wanted, and you know, put my style into it, you know. And I'm not really, it's like it's for sale, but it's not on sale. I'm not building it to sell it, right? I'm building it, and if somebody wants to offer me what I'm wanting for it to move up, level up to the car that I want next, and a little bit longer to get there, but we're almost there. And you know, I'm building something that I can be happy with and that I can drive around, have fun with it. You know, I drove this thing for a whole year, didn't do anything to it, just enjoyed it in that raw state. And now we're just making it real nice, real pretty, real finished, you know, really combed through. And you know, I'll buff it, I'll polish it, get it all ready to go, you know, get some good content with it, and then hopefully move on to the next build. But thank you guys so much for just watching this. I appreciate everyone that tunes in. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and like and subscribe, because this thing, I'm hoping within a week or two, it's 100% done, and you guys will see the final product. Also, go ahead and follow us on IG. I'm gonna go ahead and drop our links right here. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Appreciate you guys so much. Here at SOS Customs, we got you covered. Peace.